Good morning, and once again, aloha. Today is April 8th. It's a birthday of Shakyamuni Buddha, the Prince Gautama Siddhartha. And today's service, words of Honen Shonin, is very important, and every day very important, but this is actually the essence of Jodo. So I think today's words of Honen Shonin is one of the great characteristics of what is Jodo and what is the difference between other Jodo denomination, pure Buddhism, and Jodo today. Let me read first. The steadfast heart and practice. If one desires to attain birth in the Pure Land, both his heart and practice must be in concert. Therefore, the interpretation of Master Shantao reads, practice alone is not sufficient for the accomplishment of Ojo. Neither is aspiration or vow alone. Realization occurs only when aspiration and practice are concomitant. Both heart and practice must be a single discipline, not only to achieve birth in the Pure Land, but also to realize enlightenment in the Holy Gate. This is referred to as observing practice by awakening the heart to enlightenment. In Jodo, Master Shantao called this the steadfast heart and practice. So the steadfast heart is anjin, and then practice is called kigyo. So this is talking about Jodoshu's essence. What is anjin and kigyo together? So working together is what we are doing. So after Honen Shonin passed away, because Honen Shonin was so knowledgeable, so wise, so huge, and each person cannot hold Honen Shonin. So it was the great teaching of Honen Shonin were divided into several elements. So the many Honen Shonin's disciples were mainly divided in two categories. One is rely on anjin, and of course it's not so simple, but if you can put it simply, then we can divide into two groups or two categories. And one is the group deeply based on the anjin. And anjin is of course based on our Amida Buddha's essential vow. So it is essential. Ultimately, the essential vow. With essential vow, we don't need to do anything, and that is the ultimately anjin, faith-based. And on the other hand, the kigyo is actually anjin are also important. So that is what we are talking. So in Japanese, shin to gyo. So shin is heart or faith, and gyo is practice. So Honen Shonin says that in order to attain Ojo, the birth in the Pure Land, you need to work together, not one independent. That is practice and steadfast heart, anjin, the faith, work together. That is what Jodo want to teach. And then he continued, Master Shandao's interpretation about this. Practice alone, you will not reach anywhere. Right? Practice alone, you will not reach anywhere. And faith alone, or aspiration alone, or vow alone, you will not reach anywhere. So that is our understanding of Jodo. So, and then this is good for the Holy Gate too. And the Holy Gate, and then I think this is a good teaching for anything. So wherever you want to go, destination, what you need is that destination, right? The goal. And without goal, your efforts may be in vain. So maybe you want to go to east, you need to go to east, right? The destination is east. And then you make effort. That is practice. So with goal, the faith you are going to eat, and then practice need to work together. Should be one, right? And the goal alone, you cannot do. And then practice alone, if you go to west, wrong direction, you will never reach east. So this is very simply, expressed as Shin to Gyo, steadfast heart and practice should be worked together, be in concomitant, in concert. So once again, both his heart and practice must be in concert, work together. And this is what Jodo teaches. And so it's interesting that if you rely on too much, faith, and then faith is opposed to practice. So you are very conscious about practice. Practice, it doesn't matter because essential vow is most important, right? So you actually make light of the practice for those who, ultimately rely on the vow. You make light of the practice. But if you rely on practice, we are not, light of faith. Faith is of course important. The steadfast heart is very important. Anjin is of course important. We together. Then what is difference is that, practice based, kigyo or based group are always as opposed to other practices like Nembutsu and other practices. So as opposed to other practices, non-Nembutsu, then Nembutsu, the Kigyo and Anjin. But it's interesting that if you rely on, Anjin too much, the faith or the steadfast heart too much, you are opposed to the practice. But no. We actually, Jodo, the Pure Land, is actually same group. And then what is different is that Nembutsu, Amida Buddha group, as opposed to other practices, right? Because the destination is a Pure Land of Amida Buddha. So we are going to the same direction, right? We are facing the same vector, right? So, but that kind of, misunderstanding may, I'm sorry if I could say misunderstanding, but Jodoshu, faith and practice must work together. And then in Jodoshu, Master Shandao called this the steadfast heart and practice. So that is in Japanese, Anjin and the Kigyo. So, Honen Shonin, and to be exact, excuse me, Anjin and the Kigyo, right? And then we Jodoshu, one more thing important is that Sago is that actually Shishu. So, Sanjin Shishu to 申すことの総論は. So, Anjin is actually Sanjin. It's a three devotional hearts, threefold devotional hearts. That is Anjin faith. And the Kigyo is actually Nembutsu, right? So yesterday talked about 5 different kinds of right practices. And among the 5 practices, the Shomyo, calling Amida Buddha name, reciting Namu Amida Butsu, called Shomyo, is the right, very right practice, rightly established practice. And then other, practices are supporting act, right? Auxiliary act, so supporting act. So that is Kigyo. And then one more thing that attitude of Nembutsu, and that's called Shishu, 4 different kinds of, attitudes. And then Shishu is actually called Sago. So this is Jodoshu Holy Trinity. So not Holy Trinity. Trinity is Anjin, faith, and Kigyo, practice, and Shishu. And Honen Shonin says that reciting Namu Amida Butsu include all three things. Include all things. So after all, the conclusion, the very conclusion that we should practice is Namu Amidabu. That's all, Namu Amidabu. And then if you recite Namu Amidabu, that three trinities, the Anjin, faith, steadfast heart, Kigyo, practice of Nembutsu, and Shishu is Sago, is a four different modes in the attitude, included in reciting Namu Amidabu. So that is the essence of Namu Amidabu. So thank you very much, and we start April 8th. Once again, today is happy birthday to Buddha. Happy Buddha Day. I wholeheartedly take refuge in the Sangha, the community which eternally exists in the lands of the Ten Directions. reverently call upon Shakyamuni Tathagata, the enlightened one, to enter this sacred place. We reverently call upon the Tathagatas of 10 directions to enter this sacred place. The verse in praise of the Buddha. The Buddha's luminous face is majestic, and his sublime powers unsurpassed. To such radiant splendor, nothing compares. The sun, moon, and precious jewels that shine so luminously all become obscure and dark like black ink. The Tathagata's appearance transcends this world and is beyond compare. Your great voice of perfect enlightenment resounds in the 10 directions. Your conduct, learning, diligence, concentration, wisdom, and majestic virtues are unparalleled. They are extraordinary and wondrous. In profound clarity and virtuous mindfulness on the oceans of the teaching of all the Buddhas, you have mastered their depths and exhausted their secrets to the end. Ignorance, greed, and anger, the world-honored one, is forever without. Among humans, you have the valor of a lion. Your sublime virtues are infinite. Your accomplishments are vast, and your wisdom profound and wondrous. Your radiant light, with its majestic quality, shakes the great thousandfold world. I vow to become a Buddha equal to you, sacred Dhamma King. Transcending birth and death, I will lead all to emancipation. In generosity, resolve, adherence to precepts and diligence, as well as in meditation and wisdom, I shall be supreme. I resolve to become a Buddha to carry out this vow. To all who are afraid and fear, I will bring them great peace. Even if there are Buddhas, hundreds, thousands, millions, innumerable great sages, as many as the sons of the Ganges, I shall make offerings to them all, to every one of these Buddhas. Nothing will be like my seeking the way, resolute, unfailing. So even if, like the sons of the Ganges, all the Buddha worlds, again consists of uncountable infinite nights. My radiant light shall completely illuminate and pervade through all these lands. Thus, my devotional practices and sublime powers will be impossible to measure. May I become a Buddha whose land is most sublime. May all who are there be wondrous and unique. And may this place of practice be supreme. This land will be like ultimate enlightenment and beyond compare. I will have compassion for all beings and emancipate them all. Those from the 10 directions who come to be born in my land, their minds will be joyful and pure. Having reached my land, they will immediately experience happiness and serenity. May the Buddha believe in me and be my true witness. I bow before you to dedicate my strength in achieving this aspiration. The world-honored ones of the 10 directions, having unimpeded wisdom, may they forever bestow this honor and know my will to practice. Even if my body must undergo all suffering and pain, I will carry out my practice with diligence and endurance to the end without regret.ご報告。慎み敬って拝読し立てまつる元祖大師ご法の第8章。それ浄土に往生戦闘もあば神と行土の2つ相応すべきなり。カルがゆえに全道の尺に正しその行のみあるはすなわち行すなわち一人にしてまた至るところなし。ただその願のみあるは願すなわち虚しくてまた至るところなし。必ず願と行と愛助けてなすところ皆国すと言えり。およそ往生のみに限らず小道門の徳道を求めるにも神と行とをぐずべしと言えり。発心修行と名付くこれなり。今この浄土宗に全道のごときは安心起業と名付けたり。Teachings of Honen Shonin, Day 8. The steadfast heart and practice. If one desires to attain birth in the Pure Land, both his heart and practice must be in concert. Therefore, the interpretation of the Master Shandao reads, practice alone is not sufficient for the accomplishment of Ojo. Neither is aspiration or vow alone. Realization occurs only when aspiration and practice are concomitant. Both heart and practice must be a single discipline, not only to achieve birth in the Pure Land, but also to realize enlightenment in the Holy Day. This is referred to as observing practice by awakening the heart to enlightenment. In Jodo Shu, Master Shandao called this the steadfast heart and practice. The infinite light of Amida Buddha illuminates the 10 directions of the world, and all who call upon his name shall be received and never abandoned. Namu Amida 観音阿弥陀仏安天行者観音仏の法者少女諸仏観音聖書大菩薩極楽会へ少女大海周到一切三宝広大寺を阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿弥陀仏阿 万里上来諸宿毒開室法ここに弔うところの奨励は四月8日御世襲青木正一並びに次をより時に1929年青木忠一こと徳陽数人領中前史の朝礼並びに青木家先祖代々追善増上五代また願わくは御世襲岡本亀より1930年岡本幸次郎より大公認賞与後世終月孤児の奨励並びに岡本中本両家先祖代々追善増上五代また願わくは御世襲吉崎明子より弔うところの奨励は時に1953年吉崎重吉こと慶雲院重要終焉聖孤児の奨励並びに吉崎家先祖代々追善増上五代また願わくは御世襲林富より弔うところの奨励は時に1973年林直孝こと竜陽直進孤児の奨励追善増上五代また願わくは御世襲岡田節子 時に1996年俗名今本を見据えこと官業連想全上二の奨励追善増上大熱海川区は御世州だからスザンより時に2003年俗名宝ロナルド吉尾こと法要前進神事追善上上大片目川区は御世州中野関順より富むろところの奨励は中野正光こと大月満願全上門の奨励追善上上また願わくは戦士病持つ横難号し三害番で無縁ないし崩壊平等である。Dedication of merit. I revere the king of the great compassionate vows, Amida Buddha, the dispatcher and founder of the teachings Shakyamuni Buddha, all the Buddhas, as many other sons of the Ganges in the six directions, Gandon, Seishi, all the great bodhisattvas, the world assemblies of ultimate bliss, the beings of the pure and great oceans, and the three treasures and great compassion. May there be harmony below the heavens with the sun and the moon shining brightly. May the wind and rain be timely and disasters and calamity not arise. May nations be bountiful, people safe, and armies and weapons not to be used. Let us revere virtue and humanity and cultivate respect and humility. Our High Patriarch Komyo, the Great Master Shandao, our founders, the Great Master Enko, Tozen, Ejo, Kokaku, Jikyo, Meisho, Wajun, Honidashi, Honen the Second Patriarch, National Teacher, Daisho Shoju, Shoko Shonin. The Third Patriarch, the Recording and Meditation Master, Kishu Ryocho Shonin. The light of transmitting the pure land of the three countries and all the great patriarchs by realizing the compassionate blessings. The founding master of our temple, the restorer, and all the priests who serve this temple with a Fugen practice will achieve perfect enlightenment. My prayers to my teachers and ministers, to my father and mother, to all the temple members, donors, and all living beings with whom I have karmic connections. May all those who are living experience joy, prosperity, and longevity without limit. May those who have died escape from suffering and transcend to be born into that pure land. We pray for the peace and stability of our temple and for complete affinity with the past. May we be completely free of hindrances and cultivate our practice of the Buddhist path. Since the founding of this temple, to all the members, the daily and monthly memorial tablets, the recently deceased, those in the intermediate stage of existence, to all spirits, may we cultivate virtues so that they may be enlightened. We vow here all with the virtues accumulated from this place of practice to transfer our merit to our beloved ones for their happiness and achievement of enlightenment. My prayer go to those who passed away in wars, in accidents, and in disasters for the happiness and achievement of enlightenment. 安息苦毒世の生際教法中母大心We aspire for these merits and virtues to be equally bestowed upon all, and may we together develop the aspiration for enlightenment to achieve birth in the pure land of peace and bliss. June. Doうもありがとうございました。Thank you very much and have a great day and once again Happy Buddha Day. Mahalo. ありがとう。